holding around that 25,950 mark. But the big story is definitely in the mid and small cap earnings, some of the non-index large caps as well. And that's exactly what we're tracking right now with our team. Ria joins in. Along with that, we have Sudarshan as well. They'll give us a roundup of all the big earnings that came in from the small and mid caps. Ria, first to you.
Well, yes, a lot of stocks are moving around on the back of their numbers. The first one is Amber Enterprises performing well in today's trade. The revenue has seen an increase of roughly 38%. Even the EBITDA has gone up by 55%, and it's a beat on all these fronts, including the EBITDA margin, which has seen an increase of roughly 90 basis points. On the net front, we have seen a net loss of roughly 9 crores this time around versus a profit of 37 crores in the last quarter. But this was impacted by an exceptional item of roughly 112 crores in this quarter. The electronics division has also performed quite strongly in this quarter, with the revenue going up by roughly 79%, and they've also seen a margin expansion of roughly 280 basis points in this segment. Now, the stock is also up 21% in the last 1 month itself, and right now it is trading at a PE of roughly 53, which is near its 2-year historical average. And in fact, 10 out of 15 analysts have a buy or an outperform rating on the stock, and only 5 have a hold or a neutral call. Moving on to Sansera Engineering, this stock is also up roughly 10% in trade today. In Q3, they have seen the revenue going up by roughly 25%. This is the highest ever quarterly revenue, both in the auto and the non-auto segments of the company. And EBITDA margins are also at a multi-quarter high of roughly 18% for the company. Even the international business has seen a growth of roughly 60% on a year-on-year basis. Just in the last 6 months itself, the stock is up roughly 63%, and right now it is trading at a PE of 36 times versus its historical average of 25 times. And 3 out of 5 analysts have a buy or an add call on the stock. For Axiscades, this stock has hit an upper circuit of 5% today for the second consecutive session. The revenue has seen an increase of roughly 25%. Even the EBITDA and net profit have gone up by 55% and 87% on a year-on-year basis. EBITDA margins have also seen an expansion of roughly 360 basis points for the company. But the 9-month revenue growth for the core business has remained quite slow at 26% versus the full year growth guidance of 40% for the company. The stock is down roughly 30% from its 52-week high, and right now it is trading at a PE of roughly 56 times versus its 2-year historical average of 47 times. For Pfizer India, this stock is also up roughly 10% today. Revenue has seen an increase of roughly 20%. EBITDA and margins have also seen quite a healthy expansion in this quarter, and the net profit has gone up by roughly 160% compared to the previous year. The stock is still down roughly 15% from its 52-week high, but still up 21% for the year. And right now it is trading at a PE of roughly 32 times, which is near its historical average. For Linde India, this stock is also seeing gains of roughly 4% in today's trade. Revenue has seen an expansion of roughly 16%. Operating margins have become subdued at 38.4% in this quarter, but the net profit has gone up by roughly 66%, boosted by a lower tax outgo in this quarter. In the last 1 year, the stock is up roughly 11%, and right now it is trading well below its historical average PE of 88 times, currently trading at 65 times PE. The last stock that we will be focusing on is Bata India, up roughly 5 to 6% in today's trade. The revenue growth has been muted at just 3% for the company, but EBITDA margins have expanded to 22.4%. Net profit has also seen an expansion of roughly 13%. Remember, the stock is down roughly 30% in the last 1 year, and right now it is trading at 43 times PE, which is below its historical average of 49 times, and 7 out of 10 analysts have a sell or a reduce call on the stock.
All right, strong show from the mid-caps in the third quarter and a stronger reaction on the street. Ria, thanks very much for taking us through that long list, but the list doesn't really end there. BSE is also surging in trade, and Sudarshan joins in with more on their performance.
So it's a strong set of earnings from BSE for Q3 FY26. Remember, in September 2025, they were changing the expiry date to Thursday from Tuesday, and after so many people have thought that there would be a fall in the volume turnover for BSE. But surprisingly, in Q3 FY26, BSE has seen a major increase in the turnover. Total national turnover has increased by almost 28%. If you go and look at premium turnover, there also the increase is almost 30%. And one of the important metrics is transaction charge. That that has aided the revenue, and their transaction charge has increased by 20%. Now coming to headline numbers, operating income has increased by 16%. EBITDA too has seen an increase of 13%. Margin though has seen a dip of almost 200 basis points. It has come in at 62.5% versus 64.7%, and that can be attributed to increase in the regulatory income. In Q3 FY26, regulatory income has increased by regulatory contribution, not income. Regulatory contribution has increased by 28% to 187 crore from 147 crore. Also, going forward, we'll have to see, because overall volumes for the last month, even in the month of January also, for majority of the exchanges remained strong, and that's the reason you are seeing a big uptick in BSE stock price. Today, it had moved as high as 6%.
All right, Ria, Sudarshan, thank you so much for joining in and contributing to the big story. That's the earnings. We'll take a short break, get you more on the markets on the other side.